Hello guys, welcome back to episode 13 of our Hack the Box series. Today we will be doing the machine called Vaccine and let's get on with it. So, the task 1 is besides SSH and HTTP, what other service is hosted on this box? So, let us try nmapping the IP. So, we can use -f and -sv as the options. Paste the IP and wait for the results. It should show us all the services running. So there is SSH, HTTP, and FTP. So FTP, great. The next task is this service can be configured to allow login with any password for a specific username. What is that username? All right. Nmap SC. All right. Service can be configured to allow login with any password. I think the username would be anonymous, probably. It is, but now we have to log in. So let's try nmap sc with this because that's what HackTheBox asked us to do. And also let me just add -f to make it a bit faster because otherwise it's going to take a lot of time. And let us just wait for the results. And to allow login with any password for specific username. Okay, so right. So when we have done the script, when we have provided the script option, it has given us that anonymous FTP login is allowed. So now we can try to learn about anonymous FTP login. Um, or I think, how can I log in anonymously? Um, or maybe we can just try FTP. Name can be anonymous. Password can be anything. And there it is. It's that simple. You do not even really have to search. And we have gotten into the FTP service. Now what we can do is open up our notes, and we have already used FTP in the first machine. So FTP IP address connecting to system, we can ls, and there is, does pwd work? Okay, there's just one file, that is backup.zip. So we can do get backup.zip, and we should have backup.zip here, and there is index.php and style.php. So if we open, okay, that doesn't work. Style.css doesn't work either. Maybe we could extract it into home. and extract. Oh, it is password protected. Okay, all right. These are just blank files. So, okay, we have logged in. Now, what is the name of the file downloaded over the service? Well, there is in actually it is backup.zip, right? All right, what script comes with the John the Ripper toolset and generates a hash from a password protected zip archive? Generates a hash from a password protected zip archive in a format to allow for cracking attempts. Zip2 tab. All right. What script comes with the John the Ripper? All right, so let's just search. Um, John the Ripper zip2 password protected zip file. Yes. So file location. This comes with John the Ripper. I have a password protected zip file as we have backup.zip. I'm pretty sure it's complex. Zip into hash. Sudo John format zip. All right, John word list downloads. The zip2 John command already tells you that the output format in pkzip. All right, let me just research a bit into this and I shall get back to you guys. All right, guys. So I have taken the walkthrough and we shall just go through with this particular file so that we can finish the machine faster and also we can get some understanding of what is actually happening more than what I can provide you guys with. So apparently in order to crack the password, we must first convert the zip into a hash using the zip to John module that comes with John the Ripper. And if you do not have John the Ripper already installed, you can just install it with the command sudo install John. And let us go back. Let's exit from that and let's try zip to John backup.zip into hashes. So it has created a directory and it is assumed that all the files have the same password. All right, it should have done something. Yep, and there it is, hashes. There's the hash, all right. And now I think we can use it with John the Ripper. So we do have the rockq.txt. I hope so. Let's see if we do. It's under user, share, and word list. So it should be some, yep, there it is. rockq.txt is there, but let me just check with in Cali maybe. All right, so we can just extract it into word lists. Yep, extract. Do not have permission to extract archives. All right, let me just open the terminal there. Let's ls. There is the rock.txt. So sudo unzip rock.u.txt. Well, let's try .gz file extract. How do I unzip? Tar command. Okay, so tar requires an argument. Um, let's try this. All right, let's try gunzip. All right, that seems to have worked. Word list roq.txt. There it is. All right. And now we can just use this in here. Just delete that and hashes. No such. Well, it's because we are there. Ls. Well, we can just come here and paste clipboard. And there it is. So it has found. Now we can use the show command to display all of the correct passwords. So John show hashes, all right. And there it is. This is the password, which is great. So now what we can do is open folder and we should have backup.zip. So unzip backup.zip and the password is this right here. Replace index. All right, that seems weird. Replace? Not really. No. Um. Oh, is it because? All right, wait. So I think we do have to replace it. Yes, and yes. Great. So we have index.php right here, and there it is. We have username, admin, password, and everything. So let's go back. Now, what script comes with the John Ripper toolset and generates a hash from a password? Um, wait a minute. Um, is it zip to Sean? Yep, I think that's what it is. Great. What is the password for the admin user on the website? On the website. So for that, I think we have to copy that, paste it into our website, and we get a login page. So the password is there. Okay. So another thing is that I think if we open this, it is that this seems to be encrypted. So let's just copy that, open up the terminal, and we shall go. Okay, so we shall identify the hash type and crack it with hashcat. So how we do that is by using hash ID. So hash ID, and then paste the hash, and it has found that it could be any of these. Now, according to the walkthrough, we have to try MD5, but if it were the normal case, we'll have to go through all of them one by one. So in this case, we'll do it with MD5. So we'll put the hash in a text file called hash and then crack it with hashcat. So let's just echo the hash into a file called hash. All right, and then hashcat. So hashcat, there should be a help, and we have this dash a dash. So this is for straight. There are a lot of things in the help. So yep, let's just try to find out what dash a stands for, if it is even available here. Yep, okay, it's the attack mode. All right, hash type, references below. All right, got it. So we can do further research on hashcat, but for now, what we can do is hashcat dash a0 dash m0, so the attack type, and then we provide the hash and also um, the word list. So user share word list and rock u.txt, and it is running. Backend kernel selected, temperature about set to 90 degrees, initializing backend runtime. So hashcat is I suppose brute forcing hashes, and it takes, well, in this case we're providing word list, so it should be matching by comparing the hashed versions of the words. So, but even then it takes a lot of time. But in this case we have gotten it, which is QWERTY789. That seems to be the password. So let's just paste that. Great. Now what option can be passed to SQL map to try to get command execution via SQL injection? All right, but let us first log in to this with admin and QWERTY789. Let's save it, and there it is, Mega Core Catalog. And we can see right here that it is indeed running some sort of SQL, because there is a table right here, and because our task says so. So let's try to use the hint. So SQL map help what. So we have to perform some sort of um, command execution or try to get a terminal using SQL injection. All right. So we have gotten in. Yep. Now the dashboard has nothing special. Yes, that is right. And checking the URL, there is a variable. Yes, there seems to be. Which is responsible for searching through catalog. We could test to see if it's SQL injectable, but instead of doing it manually, we can use a tool called SQL Map. So it's an open source tool to detect and exploit SQL injection flaws. It automates the process of detecting and exploiting SQL injection. It can take control of databases that utilize SQL. And I'm pretty sure SQL Map is also already installed. Yes. To see, we can use -help. Now we'll provide the URL and the cookie to the SQL map. In order for it to find a vulnerability, the reason we have to provide a cookie is because of authentication. To grab the cookie, we can intercept any request in Burp Suite and get it from there. However, you can install an extension for web browser called Cookie Editor. So the cookies in HTTP messages of requests are usually set the following way. All right. Knowing that, here's our SQL map syntax should look like. All right. Um, Cookie. All right. So let's just try copying this and getting the extension. So paste. Oops. And just copy link address. Paste that in. Add to Firefox. And okay. Permission to read the cookies. How about here? Later, this allow, and there it is. Great. So our command should look like this. Control C. And I'm pretty sure. Okay. So cookie pp. I can just Control C that. Paste our cookie in here. All right. And also any post query. Okay, that seems fine. Also change the URL to 10.29.95.174 and start SQL map. Testing for SQL injection. It looks like the backend is PostgreSQL. Do you want to skip test payloads specific for other DBMSs? Yes. For the remaining test, you want to include all tests for extending provided level and risk. No. Testing and Boolean based, time based comparisons. So it's testing the PostgreSQL based on and, where, or having clauses. Get parameter search is generic, is vulnerable. Do you want to keep testing? Get parameter search is generic, union query. Injectable get parameter search is vulnerable, which means this is vulnerable. That is great. So The tool confirmed that the SQL is vulnerable to SQL injection. Now we will run the SQL map once more, where we're going to provide the OS shell flag, where we will be able to perform command injection. All right, so it's the same command, just with dash dash os dash shell. So let's end this. Control C, great, and dash dash os dash shell. Oh, Control C actually, shell. Yep. All right, and we have gotten an OS shell. However, it is not very stable and interactive. Is it? Do you want to retrieve the command standard output? Yes. Okay. So yeah, it is not really that interactive. So we will use the following payload. All right. Dev TCP our IP. So let's copy this. Let's paste clipboard and type no. Um, Let us just wait. All right, now let's change this to our TUN0 IP address, which is 10.10.14.20. So 10.10.14.20. Yes, no output. All right. We got the shell. All right, to make it, we'll use current payload. We will turn on the netcat listener on port 443. Oh, okay. My bad. So I think we have to first start up a listener. So sudo nc lvnp nc lvnp 443. Now that we have a listener, and then try this. Yes. And there it is. So we have a much better command or terminal, which is great. Now we have the foothold. We will make the shell fully interactive. So in order to see what this command actually does, we can search it up. So let's see what this actually does. Spawned via Python. So identifies when a terminal. Okay, so TTY stands for terminal is spawned via Python. Interactive terminal spawned. So pty.spawn attackers may upgrade a simple reverse shell to a fully interactive TTY terminal after obtaining initial access to a host. Alright, so it is just something that we do once we get access to a basic shell in order to upgrade it. Alright, that is good. So which option can be passed to SQL map to try to get command execution? So it was hold up, SQL map option can be passed to SQL injection. Oh, I think we have not reached there yet. All right. So we can just control C all of that. Come back here and paste clipboard. Okay. All right. Now we have got full interactive. All right. The user flag. All right. Where lib postgres SQL. So we can just ls. There's nothing. So cd back. Inappropriate IOCTL for device. All right. That is weird indeed. We can just try this again. Yep. And just do this, paste clipboard on that. All right, let's cd back into where lib and postgresql. Let's ls and we find user.txt. Well, actually, I think the answer for this is dash. Huh. Program can the user run as root using sudo. Okay, never mind. So we have the user flag, which is right there. So we can do cat user.txt. That is the user flag. So let's copy that into a text file. Let's paste it in there. Great. Now let's move on to privilege escalation. All right. So in here we are user Postgres. Yes. Which seems to be true. Yes. And we do not know the password for it, which means we cannot check our sudo privileges. All right. We'll try to find the password in the where HTML folder since the machine uses both PHP and SQL, meaning that there should be credentials in clear text. All right, that is something new. So if it uses PHP and SQL, credentials are supposed to be in clear text in where www.html. So in the dashboard.php, you find the following. All right, so let's try it out. So cd var www.html, let's ls, and we find all these. Let's cat dashboard.php and we shall see the password. Great. So let's copy that. So I think now we can do sudo. Although the shell might die all of a sudden, instead of redoing the exploit all over again, we'll use the SSH to log in. Oh, all right, got it. So now, Postgres vaccine, we will type sudo l to see what privileges we have. All right, let's try it out. Sudo l, the password is that, and make matching default entries. All right, user Postgres may run the following commands on vaccine. Okay, all right. We have sudo privileges to edit the pghba config file using vim by running bin vi. We will go to gtfo bins to see if we can abuse this privilege. If the binary is allowed to run as superuser by sudo, it does not drop the elevated privileges and may be used to access file system, escalate or maintain privileged access. So let's copy link address, go into that site. All right, so we have file read, file write, sudo, okay. So, all right, now we are going to execute it using this, so copy that. Well, actually, let's open terminal, and like it said, we have exited out, so we can just ssh into postgres at 10.129.95.174. This key, yes, password was this, copy. All right, great. So now what we were doing was this, running this command, and the password is again the same thing, copy, just come down, paste, and oh, this is paste. Sorry, user Postgres is not allowed to execute as root on vaccine. All right. So because sudo is restricted to only that, so there's an alternative way according. So we will perform that instead. So let's try that. Copy. So instead of this command, we can try this. Which copy that, paste it in, and we have actually gotten Vim running. So which has root privileges. Now we will press the colon button to set the instructions inside V. So we set it as shell. We will open up the same instruction interface and type. So first let's just set, I shall just copy till here, and let's try it out. Set shell. Does that not work? After we execute the instructions, we will see the following. So this, and then shell. Great, so we do have a shell. So who am I? And we are root. That's great. And let's just try ls. There's user.txt. The root flag can be obtained in the folder to switch to bash bin bash shell. So let us cd into root bash. Now we have this, great. And then ls, we have root.txt. Yes, we have root.txt right there. All right, so let's cat root.txt, and that is the root flag. So we are still, what option can be passed to SQL map? I think it is dash dash os dash shell. All right, it was that. Now, what program can the Postgres user run? It is vi, which is a text editor. Now the user flag is right here, which we have stored. So copy that, paste it in, and the root flag is right here. Let's just copy and paste it in. And there you go, guys. We have successfully pawned vaccine. That's great. So in this machine, we learned about SQL map, how to get a shell using Vim, the text editor. Um, so right here, so modern Unix systems run Vim binary when v is called. It can be used to break out from restricted environments by spawning an interactive system shell. And we have all this information which we have used in order to successfully pawn the machine. And I think that's it for today's episode. I shall see you guys in the next one, where we will be doing the final tier 2 free machine. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching.